Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the TeSys Tera training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is the interlocks that we have in the solution. So basically the interlock will allow us to enable or disable the use of the TeSys Tera. Okay, so or we can have the possibility to have multiple interlocks. If you have multiples, then you can probably thinking on having expansion modules, so you can define the possibility to have multiple interlocks, okay, multiple inputs to enable the operation of the load. Okay, so in the past in the TeSys T, if I'm not wrong, you just can use just one specific input in order to enable or disable the unit. So you have like a combination of things just in one place. Here you can discriminate which is going to be the problem that doesn't allow you to run the load. Okay, so let's go to the software so we can go farther on this. I'm going to connect and load the actual configuration for my TeSys Tera solution. Load. Okay, loading, brilliant. So now in this particular case, I'm using the eye to change the control. I'm going to use only local one. So basically here, what I have is possibility to control the TeSys Tera through digital input. So start or stop. Then I had configured a few more things. So this is by default, but this one. So I have defined it as an interlock digital input file, which is this one. Okay, so it means that everything is fine. Then this one should be in high. Okay, so probably it should be yeah, high. Everything's fine. So if I remove this, I will trigger the trip. But here you have possibility to have plenty of interlocks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to add a new interlock. Okay, it's going to be on the input number 8, which is going to be this one over here. Okay, at the moment it's not assigned to anything, this input, so I'm going to be as interlock number 2. Okay, so if this one is high and this one is high, everything's going to be fine for us to run the motor. Okay, so that one is configured as a interlock 2. Then what we need to do is to specify the behavior for that interlock. So we just need to go to interlock protections. Here I have all the 12 interlocks. So the number 1 is defined as an alarm trip. So I will wait this time to get the trip. But as soon as this digital input goes from high to 0, okay, for high to low, it will start the alarm. Okay, and after 4 seconds, it will trip. Okay, that is the actual behavior of the unit. And then here you just need to define how you're going to reset it. Here you can see that each interlock will have the possibility to have different ways to reset the trip. So maybe there is one specific, I don't know, push button next to the enclosure where this one is. So in that case, you will need to specify only, I don't know, the digital input or the this button over here in front in order to do it. Okay, so that's something that you need to think about first. So in this particular case, I have the interlock 1, which is this one, configured as 4 seconds. So as soon as I turn this into 0, okay, just move this rotary switch, I have the 0 volts. Then that will trigger, okay, the alarm. So at the moment, if you go to the digital input file, diagnostics, my dashboard, number 5, you can see is true. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to change the state, okay, and show you that this one will trip and should be able to see it trip here. So I'm going to put this and count down to 4. 101, 102, 103, and 104. Okay, continue 4 in Spanish. So that you can see the trip. In this case, the output is assigned for the alarm, trip, and this one the state of the interlock. Okay, so if I move this one here, the alarm goes off, but the trip is there. Okay, so we have different ways to reset this through this button over here, or for a digital input. So in this case, digital input. So this is the behavior of this case, this particular case. But let's go and have a look on this one. So interlock 2. So I can probably define for only trip. Okay, after, oh no, let's it's 10 seconds. Okay, and it's gonna be only for the reset key. Okay, so I'm going to send this configuration to the unit now. I'm going to press OK. Changing the AI settings can ensure so you can turn on the power supply to the load. Change the appropriate wiring. Okay. So I have done that. DI expansion interlock 2, which is fine. So we can proceed. It's already connected. It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is to check now over here for digital input 8. Now it's activated. Okay. So we just need to count until 10. So I'm going to put this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So after 10 seconds, it just go to trip. So as you can see, there is no alarm because I haven't configured alarm, and the other output is not linked directly to this interlock, but I could. On the display, I can see at the moment if it's alarm or trip interlock the number. Okay. So this is a good way to identify which is the problem in your case, why it doesn't work. So if it's the trip, now I cannot. If the interlock is activated, I can't. And I'm going to try to reset it, and I can't. Okay, because I configure only this to be, where is it? Interlock protection to be only for reset key. So if I press this one over here, oops, I press it. I should be able to. I need to change the status, otherwise it will be endless there. So you can see here the digital input doesn't work. Now if I press this, there we go. It's getting scared, but yeah. So in this case, I forgot to put it back in normal state. That's why I didn't rest it. Okay, so you can see here the interlocks are quite useful in order to enable or disable the use of this. So I can probably have like this, and it doesn't trip. Here is an alarm. Okay, but if you want an immediate something, you just need to go 0 and stop the load. Okay, so for example, right now it's going to. No, I haven't reset it. Need to reset it first. So right now it's not in trip, so I'm going to put this one there, and it's not allowing me to access. Okay, it's totally fine because I haven't specified the alarm state. It's just going to trip and it's just waiting for that. Okay, so here you can see that right now, and it's inhibit. The motor status is inhibit because I have this one in on, which is different when I got this one. Okay, it just showed the alarm, but it's already, I'm not able to turn it on. Just get the trip. And if I put this on, I start, it got the alarm and then it will trip. Okay, so it's different the behavior. And then if I run and make the other one, it doesn't get an alarm, but I just wait for the trip after the 10 seconds. I don't remember right now how much I'm doing this, but there we go. If you want something immediate, then that time delay should be 0. Okay. And I would probably advise to use the alarm so you get the notification before it trips. Okay, so this is how we use the trips in TeSys Tera. You saw it's very handy and it's very easy to configure. There is no additional logic that you need to do in the custom logic, just configuration. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.